Another mystery buried deep in the hills of eastern Washington keeps resurfacing, a bottomless pit said to be a pathway to the paranormal.
An underground base, a very small underground base.
For decades, the legend of Mel's Hole has captured the imagination of scientists and seekers of the supernatural alike. It all began with the claims of one man, Mel Waters, a recluse with a story so bizarre it defied rational explanation.
When did you discover this hole?
Well, the hole has always been there, and I'd say he was there for a good 30, 40 years before we moved in.
Wow.
Many have been drawn by the mystery of Mel's Hole, lured by the promise of unlocking its secrets, but none have returned with definitive answers until now. Scientists finally solved Mel's Hole mystery, and it's not good. What they discovered defies comprehension and may change our understanding of reality itself. So, join us as we explore the shocking truth that scientists have just uncovered about Mel's Hole. Mel astonishing discovery in the wilderness. Mel's journey began when he bought a piece of land in the remote wilderness of Washington state. The land had been owned by an elderly couple for over 30 years before Mel got it. Little did he know the land held a strange secret that would soon capture global attention. While exploring his new property one day, Mel stumbled upon a mysterious circular opening in the ground. The hole was about 9 feet in diameter, with a stone wall extending about 15 feet below the surface. Curious, Mel tried various methods to measure the depth of the hole but couldn't find the bottom. As he investigated further, he noticed some strange things about it. Despite dropping different objects into the pit, like a fishing line weighted with a roll of Lifesavers candy, there was no sound of impact. The hole seemed to swallow everything without a trace, leaving only a ghostly silence. Intrigued by this mystery, Mel conducted more experiments. He even used a fishing line with a heavy lead weight attached, hoping to reach the bottom. To his surprise, the weight never hit anything solid. Mel claimed to have used a total of 80,000 feet of fishing line without ever reaching the bottom. Adding to the mystery was the unusual behavior of animals around the hole. Mel noticed that his dogs refused to go near it, displaying fear and resistance, unlike their usual behavior. This dislike extended to all animals in the area, with neighbors reporting similar experiences with their pets. Word of Mel's discovery spread, and the hole gained a reputation among locals as a place to dispose of unwanted items. Neighbors would toss their trash into the seemingly bottomless pit, yet it never filled up. Some even claimed to have disposed of deceased pets in the hole, only to later see the same animals running through the woods. Mel's story caught the attention of Art Bell, the host of the popular late-night radio show Coast to Coast Anti-Meridian, in 1997. Mel appeared on the show to share his incredible tale with a captivated audience. Listeners were enthralled by the mysterious hole and its defiance of conventional physics. As Mel's story circulated, it sparked public fascination and speculation. People from all walks of life offered theories about the hole's origin and purpose. Some suggested it might be a portal to another dimension or a gateway to the underworld. Others speculated that it could be the result of advanced technology from an ancient civilization or even a secret government experiment. Mel Waters revealing radio interview. Mel's appearance on the popular late-night radio show Coast to Coast Anti-Meridian in 1997 was a crucial moment in the area of what became known as Mel's Hole. Hosted by the popular Art Bell, the show investigated supernatural and unexplained occurrences, drawing in a wide audience. Mel's interview gripped listeners, sparking intense speculation and curiosity. During his first interview, Mel recounted the discovery of the mysterious hole on his property and the initial experiments he conducted to measure its depth. He described lowering a 1,500-foot fishing line, weighted with a roll of Lifesavers candy, into the void, only to find it never reached the bottom. Astonishingly, he used a staggering 80,000 feet of fishing line without ever touching solid ground. Mel clearly described the hole's strangeness, such as the absence of sound when objects were dropped into it and the unusual behavior of animals around it, painting a picture of a mystery that defied ordinary explanation. Mel's accounts of neighbors disposing of trash and deceased pets into the hole, only to find no accumulation of debris or signs of the animals, added to the growing intrigue. Art Bell's listeners were fascinated, flooding the phone lines with their theories and speculations about the nature of the hole. Some suggested it could be a portal to another dimension or a gateway to an underneath world. Others proposed it might be the result of a secret government experiment or the handiwork of an ancient advanced civilization. Amidst the rush of theories, some callers offered more practical explanations, questioning whether the fishing line might have simply reached the bottom without Mel realizing it, or if the weight of the line itself was causing it to stretch and appear endless. However, Mel's conviction and the sheer depth he claimed to have reached made it difficult to dismiss his account entirely. The reactions from listeners testified to the power of Mel's story, tapping into people's natural curiosity and fascination with the unknown. The idea of a bottomless pit that defied the laws of physics and nature was both terrifying and tempting, challenging our understanding of the world and hinting at the possibility of something extraordinary hidden beneath the surface. Mel's initial interview on Coast to Coast Anti-Meridium was just the beginning. In subsequent appearances on the show, he shared even more bizarre details about the hole and its surrounding area. Mel claimed that the hole discharged a strange warmth distinct from the surrounding temperature. He also mentioned reports of a mysterious black beam of light that occasionally shot up from the hole into the sky, witnessed by locals and truck drivers passing through the area. These additional details only served to deepen the mystery and fuel further speculation. Listeners began to draw connections between Mel's hole and other unexplained happenings, such as unidentified flying object sightings and ancient legends of portals to other realms. The idea that the hole could be a gateway to something beyond our understanding captivated the imagination of many. Each revelation added layers to the mystery, leaving listeners anticipating the next chapter in the mysterious saga of Mel's Hole. Quest for the cryptic belt buckle. Mel set out for Ellensburg in search of someone who may have purchased a matching belt buckle from him years ago. After a thorough investigation, he stumbled upon a coin that caught his eye. A dime minted in 1943, a year when dimes didn't bear Roosevelt's face. Furthermore, American coins usually have a letter indicating the city of minting, yet this dime was marked with a B, which was unprecedented as no United States city with that initial had ever minted currency. The owner of the matching belt buckle took the coin to a coin dealer, who couldn't explain its origin but offered a significant sum to purchase it. Before making a decision, the owner was confronted with a surprising turn of events. The Treasury Department confiscated the coin. This strange incident led Richard Charles Hoagland, a hyperdimensional physics theorist, to speculate that the coins might have originated from a parallel universe. Adding to the mystery, Mel's former wife vanished without a trace, leaving him disconnected from the current state of his former property and its caretakers. As Mel shared his story, skepticism began to mount among some, deeming it increasingly fantastical. However, a revelation during his conversation with Art renewed his interest. Mel inquired about the Terra server, a database of public domain aerial and satellite imagery launched in December 1997, just 8 months after Mel's initial radio appearance in 2002. Before the era of Google Earth, Mel disclosed that his former property had seemingly vanished from public domain imagery, sparking intrigue among Art's listeners. A satellite image discovered after a commercial break hinted at the possibility that Mel's story might hold more truth than initially perceived. Additionally, Art recounted a television camera crew's observation of potential military activity in the Ellensburg area following a previous interview with Mel. Mel further beautified the narrative with intriguing stories from his experiences. A trucker friend recalled delivering fiber optic equipment to a warehouse in Ellensburg, where a group of Israelis received it. Another trucker claimed to have transported sophisticated instruments from Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory in San Francisco to the same warehouse. Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory engages in projects for the U.S. military, and San Francisco is where Mel found himself after his reported abduction. While uncertain if these events were interconnected, Mel deemed it noteworthy to report them. During the discussion, a fan posed a thought-provoking question to Art. What are the odds of a single person discovering 2 bottomless pits in one lifetime? Though seemingly incalculable, Mel claimed that he had indeed found a second one, discovering a shocking second hole. Coast to Coast Anti-Meridium was super famous, especially in the western United States where there's lots of empty land and Native American reservations. People who were really into weird stuff like Mel listened to it a lot. Then, some Native Americans in Nevada heard Mel on the show and emailed him. They wanted him to visit their reservation to talk about his knowledge of arts, crafts, and wild plants. On September 2001, Mel went to Nevada to meet them. These Native Americans knew a lot about plant-based medicine and were interested in Mel's research. Mel talked about some special plants he grew near a hole he knew about. The Native Americans took him to another hole on their land, which was in a village where Basque families lived. The Basque people are a small group from Europe who have been raising sheep in Nevada for a long time. They thought of the hole as a spiritual place. This new hole was similar to Mel's, but it had a metal rim around it instead of stone. The metal gave off a weird kind of warmth, different from normal heat. Like Mel's hole, this one also made strange sounds disappear, and animals were scared of it. Some people even saw a black beam coming out of it. Just like at Mel's hole, Mel and the villagers decided to do some experiments. First, they tried putting a bucket of ice from the store into the hole while keeping another bucket on the surface to see if it would melt. But the ice in the hole didn't melt, and when they tried to melt it over a fire, it caught fire instead. The flames gave off heat, but they weren't like regular flames. One person even took some of the burning ice home to use for heating. They tried the bucket experiment again, but it only worked sometimes. Once, they thought about lowering a person into the hole, but they changed their minds because of what happened with the ice. Instead, they tried lowering a sheep into the hole. The sheep didn't want to go near the hole, but they managed to get it in a crate and lower it down. As soon as the crate was over the hole, all the noise stopped, and the sheep stopped moving. When they raised the sheep back up, it was dead, but it looked normal from the outside. Inside, though, it was cooked, and there was a weird growth with something alive inside. They decided not to kill the creature, and when the Yezde put it on the ground, it went back into the hole on its own. Everyone was amazed and emotional after this crazy experience. The miraculous healing and dime. As the story of Mel's strange hole and its Nevada twin unfolded, a new part of Mel's life story surfaced. This part connected his health struggles with the puzzling things he had come across. In a twist of fate, Mel got awful news in the late summer of 2001. He had a terminal form of esophageal cancer. Doctors gave him a grim outlook, saying he had only 6 months to live. Faced with his mortality, Mel found himself drawn back to the mysteries that had taken over his life. He couldn't shake the feeling that the holes he had found meant something deeper, maybe even the key to his rescue. With a sense of urgency, Mel started on what he thought might be his last journey to solve the secrets of the pits. During this time, Mel's path crossed once more with the Native Americans in Nevada. Feeling that his knowledge and experiences could help explain the mysterious hole on their land, they contacted him. Fueled by a newfound purpose, Mel accepted their invitation and went to the reservation, hoping to find answers that had escaped him so far. When they reached the spot of the second hole, Mel and the Native Americans resumed their investigations, eager to find more pieces of the puzzle. It was during one of these explorations that something extraordinary happened, an event that would change Mel's life forever. As they did experiments near the hole, a strange creature came out of the depths, much like the one they had seen during the sheep incident. But this time, the creature seemed to be smart and aware in a way that couldn't be explained. It locked eyes with Mel, and at that moment, they formed a strange connection. To everyone's surprise, the creature came closer to Mel and talked to him in a way that went beyond words. It shared a message of great importance, hinting at what the holes were really about and the powers behind them. Mel, captivated by the creature's presence, felt a sudden burst of energy running through him, as if life itself was being reignited within him. In the days that came after, Mel went through an incredible change. The cancer that had been eating away at his body started to go away, defying medical explanation. The once terminal diagnosis disappeared, leaving doctors puzzled and unable to understand the sudden change in his condition. But Mel knew that his incredible healing was connected to his encounter with the creature from the hole. As Mel tried to understand what his newfound health meant, another part of the puzzle appeared. The Native Americans who had seen the unbelievable events happen gave Mel an object they had found near the hole. A mysterious 1943 Roosevelt dime. When they looked at it closely, they found out that the dime had qualities that didn't make sense. It had the mark of a mint that had never existed, and its makeup went against the standards of the time. The Native Americans thought that the dime was a way to unlock the secrets of the holes and the powers behind them. Intrigued by the dime's possible importance, Mel and the Native Americans tested it in different ways. They found out that the dime could disappear when held at a distance, just like the holes themselves. It also resisted all attempts to be scanned digitally or photographed, adding to its mystery. As news of Mel's incredible healing and the mysterious dime spread, it caught the attention of believers and skeptics alike. Some saw it as proof of the hole's supernatural abilities, while others thought it was just coincidence or made up. But Mel knew that his experience was real and that it could help them understand the world better. The mysterious burning ice. The intriguing mystery surrounding the puzzling holes in Mel's hole and Nevada's second hole continued to captivate the minds of those who stumbled upon them. As fascination grew, a new twist emerged, introducing a curious substance called burning ice. This substance, with its confusing effects, extended its reach far beyond the limits of the holes, setting the stage for a series of unexpected events. It all began with a Basque man whose origin is from a small and remote ethnic community located in Nevada. Drawn by the tales surrounding the burning ice near the second hole, he obtained a sample of the substance and brought it back to his humble hut. Little did he know that this seemingly harmless decision would set off a chain of events that would challenge our understanding of the natural world. Seeking a practical application, the Basque man decided to use the burning ice as a fuel source for his wood stove. Initially, everything appeared to be in order, with the ice burning steadily, providing warmth to his hut. However, as time passed, he began to notice strange changes in his surroundings. The air within the cabin grew uncomfortably dry, leaving him constantly thirsty and in need of plentiful amounts of water to quench his firm thirst. To his fear, the wooden structure of his cabin began to decay quickly, with walls and furniture collapsing into fine, powdery dust. It was as if the burning ice was extracting all moisture from the environment, leaving behind an abandoned shell. Alarmed by these developments, the Basque man attempted to remove the burning ice from his stove, only to discover that it had somehow fused with the cabin's floor, creating a bizarre combination of metal and wood. News of the Basque man's condition reached the authorities, prompting the dispatch of a team of officials and scientists to investigate. Upon arrival, they were met with a surprising sight. The stove had sunk deep into the ground, leaving behind a perfectly cylindrical hole with smooth, glassy walls. Recognizing the potential severity of the situation, the area was immediately cordoned off, and specialized equipment was brought in to extract the stove from its underground prison. Despite employing the most advanced technology available, the task proved to be exceedingly challenging. The burning ice resisted all attempts at removal, clinging firmly to the stove and the surrounding earth. As extraction efforts continued, a sense of unease penetrated among those present. The burning ice seems to defy the laws of physics, prompting whispers of its potential dangers echoing Kurt Vonnegut's fictional substance, Ice 9, capable of freezing the entire planet. The implications of the burning ice extended far beyond the limits of the Basque man's cabin. If this mysterious substance were to spread or fall into the wrong hands, it could wreak havoc on a global scale. Officials and scientists, struggling with the vastness of the situation, deliberated on containment strategies and the necessity for further research into the nature of this mysterious material. Meanwhile, Mel Waters, observing from a distance, couldn't shake the feeling that the burning ice was somehow linked to the holes he had encountered. The striking similarities and their profound effects on the environment, along with their clear challenge of natural laws, hinted at a connection too significant to dismiss as mere coincidence. As the saga unfolded, the mystery surrounding Mel's Hole and its counterpart in Nevada deepened, leaving many questions unanswered and minds intrigued. Now it's time for today's subscriber pick. Scientists finally solved Mel's Hole mystery, and it's not good. In the middle of the Pacific Northwest lies a hidden surprise. For many years, people talked about Mel's Hole in the valleys, catching the interest of locals and adventurers. Some said it was a door to another world, while others thought it had lots of money hidden inside. But scientists have finally solved Mel's Hole mystery. As they ventured into its depths, they found some surprising things. Instead of being a doorway to another place or full of treasure, Mel's Hole was just a really deep hole made by natural forces. But the big surprise was what they found at the bottom. Instead of it being dark and empty, there was a whole world down there. It was full of strange and astonishing creatures living in caves away from the outside world. But soon, they realized that their discovery could cause problems. The special world down there was in danger because people might want to explore it. They had accidentally found a safe place for creatures that were thought to be extinct or only in stories, and now all efforts are in top gear to protect it. Could there be more secrets hidden beneath Mel's Hole waiting to be discovered? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. The terrifying communication of supernatural creatures. As the ongoing investigation of Mel's Hole and the mysterious second hole in Nevada went deeper, a new development emerged, revealing more about the strange creatures encountered. Native Americans monitoring the second hole reported strange events that would change the investigation. According to their stories, the creature encountered during the sheep incident had returned, now able to communicate to them through an old boombox acting as a conduit for its messages, making pulsing sounds and vibrations. The creature's communication interested Mel Waters and a team of researchers, leading them to the reservation to see it for themselves. When they arrived, they saw a strange sight. The boombox near the hole's edge made a low sound, seeming to come from deep within the earth. As they listened, the sounds changed and formed patterns that were hard to understand. Native Americans studying the sounds said they had figured out a message from the creature, saying it was a rock flyer, an ancient being that came before humans. The rock flyers seemed to be creatures that lived underground and knew how to move through tunnels and caves. The creature's message talked about other worlds and dimensions connected to the holes Mel found, warning against exploring them because it could have really bad consequences. Most worrying was its warning about humans maybe causing big problems, like burning ice and other strange things. Mel and the researchers felt very worried as they realized how serious this was. The holes weren't just strange geological things, but gateways to places we couldn't even imagine. The Native Americans, who thought the holes were special places, saw the creatures' messages as proof of what they believed. They said people should be careful and respectful when dealing with the mysteries of the holes. Mel, deeply affected by what he saw, knew how serious this was. The fate of humanity might depend on understanding the hole's secrets and finding a way to live peacefully with whatever's on the other side. As word about the creature's messages spread, it got attention from scientists, government agencies, and people who believe in conspiracy theories. Some thought it was proof of aliens, while others said it was probably fake or just a misunderstanding. But despite doubts, more and more people wanted to understand the holes and the things living in them. From the past, it's interesting to know that Mel's Hole became famous in conspiracy circles because Mel Waters said it had strange powers, like being bottomless and bringing dead animals back to life. The second hole in Nevada, though not as famous, was similar, adding to the mystery around both places. The involvement of Native American communities adds depth to the story, showing their long connection to the land and their role in protecting its mysteries. Their understanding of the creature's messages blends old beliefs with new ideas, showing how ancient knowledge still matters today. Also, the idea of creatures living underground like the rock flyers is found in stories and myths all over the world, where beings live below the Earth's surface. These similarities show how people have always been curious about what's hidden. In science, the warnings about other dimensions and the dangers of humans interfering match with ideas in physics, like multiverse theory and the butterfly effect. Exploring these connections could bring together different ways of thinking and studying. As more people get interested in the holes, it's important to look at them carefully and listen to different opinions. Whether you're a scientist, a cultural expert, or someone with spiritual beliefs, the mysteries of Mel's Hole and its friends show how curious humans are about things we don't understand yet. As Mel worked with the Native Americans to communicate with this mysterious creature, using symbols, sounds, and even trying to connect mentally, he began to see the world in a completely new way. His experiences with the creature led to intense dreams filled with images of the universe, hinting that he was accessing knowledge beyond human understanding. The bond between Mel, the creature, and the Native American community became stronger over time, turning the once frightening hole into a place of learning and connection between different realms. As word of Mel's encounters spread, people from various backgrounds became fascinated by the mysteries of the hole. This prompted the Native Americans to balance the influx of interest with the need to protect their sacred site. Recognizing the significance of their discoveries, Mel took on the role of mediator, advocating for a respectful approach to gaining knowledge. The creature itself became a symbol of the vast mysteries of the universe, sparking global discussions about the nature of existence and the potential for life beyond our planet. Eventually, the creature returned to the depths, leaving behind unanswered questions and a group of individuals forever changed by their experiences. Despite its departure, Mel continued to visit the hole, reflecting on his journey and sharing his story. He encouraged others to remain open to the mysteries of the unknown, emphasizing the importance of curiosity and exploration in expanding our understanding of the world. What do you think about the intriguing discovery that has made scientists solve the mysteries surrounding the Mel's Hole? Share your answer with us in the comments below.